So ADA currently finds itself on an uptrend following on from the previous update where I mentioned how I was tracking a correction and I set out the next key target to be within this range between 25 cents to 26 cents. And we ended up falling into this zone. And I mentioned how for us to be bullish, what we needed was for ADA to find support within this region and then see that reversal to the upside where we then break above the previous local top. And that's what ended up taking place, which then triggered a breakup structure, which then further confirmed that we were on a bullish trend. And so as it stands, it looks like we are trading within this region that I also set out a few days ago, where I mentioned how I was tracking this XXY structure and I was looking at for this Y wave to reach anywhere between 28.5 cents to 29 cents. And so one of two things could be playing out right now where it's possible that rather than the Y wave topping off over here, instead we could have topped off over here. And this Y wave would then be made up of an internal 3-wave move, with this being a double wave, this whole correction being the X wave, and this move to the upside being the Y wave. So if I was to bring in the fib tool and bring this down to 25.85 cents, so the Y wave would typically reach anywhere between 1 to 1.236, and you can see that we ended up tapping into that range. And so yeah, it's very much possible that we could have formed this bigger 3-wave move, and what we could see forming next is a correction. The alternative could be that we could have formed this Y wave all the way back over here, and this whole move to the downside could be a correction, and we see a Y wave form. And so in essence, we could see a bigger 3-wave move like so. So if I was to bring in the fib tool once again, bring this to 25.85 cents. So this Y wave has the potential to reach anywhere between 29.61 cents to 30.58 cents. And you can see that we just about fell short of the 100% retracer level, which can happen, given that we met the minimum requirement, which is the 61.8% retracer level. And so for the price of ADA to tap into this range, this Y wave will have to be made up of 5 waves. And so if I zoom in, it's possible that given that we had this impulsive move play out, we could have a 5-wave structure that's forming right now, with this whole move being the 3rd wave. This correction that we're witnessing at the moment could be the 4th wave, and then we see a final push to the upside to form the 5th wave, which will then complete this Y wave. So if I drop down to the 15-minute chart and check to see what's taking place over here, and it looks like we ended up breaching below this level at 28.45 cents, as you can see. And so to me, that's confirmed that what we are forming right now is a correction made up of a W, X, Y structure. So if I bring in the fib tool and bring this to 28.96 cents. So what I'm looking at for right now is for the price of ADA to reach anywhere between 27.85 cents to 28.06 cents. So if I go back to the hourly chart right now, it's possible that we could retest the 20 EMA, and for the price of ADA to be bullish, what we need is for ADA to find support within this range and then see that reversal to the upside play out to then complete this 5th wave. And this 5th wave, as a minimum requirement, will have to reach the wave 3 top, but typically it can reach anywhere between 1.236 to 1.618 of the wave 4. And so assuming that we ended up bottoming out, for the sake of the video, over here at 28.42 cents, ADA could potentially reach anywhere between 29.59 cents to 29.96 cents, which then fall into this range here to form the Y wave. With that being said, you can see on the hourly chart, we are within the oversold conditions, and so at some point, I will be on the lookout for the bulls to regain control of the market and drive the price of ADA up towards this range here. But on the 4-hour chart, you can see that we are within the overbought conditions, and so at the same time, it is possible that we could have topped off over here, and we then see a correction form. And I believe the same can be said on the 8-hour chart. And on the daily chart, we are within the overbought conditions, and we also got rejected at the 50 EMA, and so that could be a bearish signal. Now, if I go back to the 4-hour chart, again, for the price of ADA to be bullish, what we need is for ADA to find support at the 200 EMA. So if I just remove this for now, so this 4th wave would typically reach anywhere between 23.6% to 50% of the wave 3. If I go in the hourly chart, it'll be easier. And so, for as long as we hold this region here, we can still be bullish. And so if I go back to the 4-hour chart, even if we were to retest the 200 DMA and find support at that region, we could still remain bullish, and we could see that reversal to the upside form on ADA. And so, yeah, over the next couple of days, that's something I'm going to be looking at for, and I will keep you guys updated.